Hare Krishna. Today, I have the fortune to speak on Canto 2, Chapter 5, verse 9. First, I'll start with the prayers. Om Agyana Timirnasya Agyana Jana Shalakya Chakshun Anlimitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Smayam Rupa Kata Mayam Vedati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Ratnatvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sabdutam Prijna Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaur Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Vanchakalpurusya Cha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanbhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavardhana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First, I seek the blessings of the senior devotees and all the acharyas in the parampara to say a few words on Canto 2, Chapter 5, Text 9. And so the title of the class I thought of is the occupation of the devotees. So I will start. Brahma Uvacha Samya Karuni Kasyedham Vatsate Vichikiti Sitam Yat Aham Chodita Somya Bhagavat Virya Darshane. Translation. I'll first read word to word. Brahma Vacha, Lord Brahma said, Samyak, perfectly, Karuni Kasya, of you, who are very kind. Idam, this, Vatsa, my dear boy, te, your, Vichikiti Sitam, inquisitiveness, Yat, by which, Aham, myself, Chodita, inspired, Soumya, O gentle one, Bhagavat, of the personality of Godhead, Virya, prowess, Darshane, in the matter of. Translation. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy Narada, being merciful to all, including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the prowess of the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Brahmaji, being so questioned by Naradaji, congratulated him. For it is usual for the devotees to become very enthusiastic whenever they are questioned concerning the Almighty Personality of Godhead. That is a sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. Such discourses on the transcendental activities of the Lord purify the atmosphere in which such discussions are held. And the devotees thus become enlivened while answering such questions. It is purifying both for the questioners and for the one who answers the questions. The pure devotees are not satisfied by knowing everything, are not only satisfied by knowing everything about the Lord, but are also eager to broadcast the information to others. For they want to see that the glories of the Lord are known to everyone. Thus, the devotee feels satisfied when such an opportunity is offered to him. That is a basic principle of missionary activities. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I was meditating on this verse, what I'm going to say. So the purport is very beautifully described by Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada basically talks about three things in this purport. The first is the devotees are very enthusiastic whenever the topic of Supreme Personality of Godhead is mentioned, and they enthusiastically answer that, discuss that, and also take pleasure out of that. And the second takeaway is that whenever such discourses are taking place, the atmosphere is purified. And then the third one is that devotee is not just satisfied by hearing and answering and those discourses, they are also very much inclined to share that with others. And that is a basic principle of missionary activities. So on the first one, the devotees take great pleasure in discussing the glories of the Lord. First of all, as bhakti yogis, what is our main occupation? So I thought of reading the various scriptures, three main occupations. That first is that we are supposed to ask questions, because knowledge leads to bhakti, as we discussed before, and that is what, at a very basic level, differentiates a human being from animals. That animals do not have the capacity to ask questions, and the human beings do. So that is the very differentiated power that has been given to humans. So we're supposed to ask questions. What is the purpose of my life? Where did I come from? Why I must die? And where I'm going to go next? So those questions are very important. And so that is our first occupation, is to ask questions. And then the second occupation is that we appreciate the goodness in others. We appreciate, just like a honeybee, we see the goodness in others, and not the sign of the pure devotee is that we are unable to see the shortcomings in others. We just see the goodness. And that is a sign of that how much progress we are making. And then when we appreciate those good qualities in others, then those qualities also appreciate. So the famous expression by Visheshka Maharaj is His Divine Grace, Visheshka Maharaj, is that whatever we appreciate, appreciates. So when we appreciate a good quality in others, then that quality also appreciates in effectiveness and in size. So when that happens, and we can take that as an example, that whenever we see something good, someone's doing something good, and we take the time to pause and appreciate it, then that quality within that devotee, the providence has its such, the quality of in that human being or the devotee, whatever the case may be, also appreciates. And when that quality appreciates, then that goodness in that person also increases to the next level. So it becomes a snowball effect, that once we start appreciating, those qualities in others appreciate. And when those qualities in others appreciate, they do more of that goodness. So it is kind of that what goes around, what comes around. So that when that is possible when that is possible to happen in the when we appreciate human beings and appreciate other devotees, then what to talk of appreciating the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the absolute truth, who is absolute in all the qualities. So what is our main occupation is not only to appreciate the good qualities in others, but also to appreciate the Supreme Being, who is the absolute. And what is going to happen when we appreciate and glorify the Supreme? What's going to happen is that we are going to progress spiritually ourselves. And that is really the main purpose of life, is to progress spiritually ourselves. And then the third occupation is that we then take the time to share whatever we have appreciated, whatever the glorification of the Supreme we do, that we are able to share with other devotees. And so these discourses are very powerful. When we do these discourses, the person who is trying to serve by giving those discourses, as well as people who are hearing it, they both progress. And then it is highly recommended that we ask questions. That is how the two-way discourses happen. And when we ask questions, then we engage our tongue in talking about the Supreme. And that tongue has been given. If we don't ask questions in the spiritual discourses, where else we will ask questions? You know, we may ask questions in the mundane matters and engage our tongue, but that is only, we're going to leave all that knowledge behind with us. So if we have to really grow spiritually, we should engage our tongue in asking questions in the spiritual discourses. And again, I'm not suggesting that we ask questions for the sake of asking questions. I'm suggesting that this is our opportunity, a safe place where we can ask questions as devotees. And then the second takeaway from this purport is that the environment is purified. And we have seen that that Srila Prabhupada converted so many hippies into happies and became devotees. And that was, of course, Srila Prabhupada had a great amount of purification and spiritual strength and a great amount of spiritual force. So he was able to do that. But these purification happens in very subtle ways. And so when we can see that ourselves, when we visit the home of the devotee, the atmosphere is so spiritual and so peaceful and so enlivening that even before we are able to see anything, we can feel it. We can feel that atmosphere. And so how do we purify in the spiritual discourses? So of course, that starts with purifying ourselves by chanting the Mahamantra every day with focus and attention, because the grace of the Lord is everywhere. And when we absorb that grace by chanting, then we are able to radiate that grace to others. And when not only in the spiritual discourses of the devotees, but when we even interact with others. So as Srila Prabhupada talks about, that we should relay this message, share this message with others. So it's not only sharing the message, not only sharing the message with others in the form of verses or in the form of glorifying the Lord, but also sharing the message with our conduct, with our conduct, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 13, text 8 to 12. So I will just read that, how our conduct should be as we share our message, and how we are able to purify the atmosphere. So what are the qualities we are supposed to display? Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events. So keeping our cool, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, that Lord Krishna is saying, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these are declared to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. So how we do our conduct and is also how we relay our message, because based on our conduct. I came to Krishna consciousness myself based on the conduct of the devotees, because there are so many spiritual discourses everywhere in this world, and the conduct of the devotees in Krishna consciousness is very exemplary, that can attract others towards Krishna consciousness. So how we conduct ourselves, we are representing our spiritual master, we are representing Srila Prabhupada at all times, at all places, and people watch us. So it's not just only what we say that will impact the people, that is important, but how we share our message is first conducting ourselves in a Krishna conscious way. So when we do that, when we conduct like that, and then on top of that, when we do this spiritual discourses, Q&As, and glorifying the Lord, and then that atmosphere is purified. So when the human beings that are walk into that atmosphere, they also get spiritual strength and sukriti. And we leave a great deal of energy in that place. So whether, so for example, it's not just home, but whether we, the weather is nice outside these days. So if we do japa walk and we chant the holy name during that path, so whoever walks in that path will also get spiritual strength. So that, because that atmosphere has been purified. And then the third takeaway is that we share this knowledge so freely, like Lord Chaitanya described. And so, and we should be little bit discriminating how we share that knowledge and at how much we share the knowledge. So for those who sign up, definitely they want to absorb, and so we can share that knowledge freely. And those who have not signed up yet and who are not interested to hear that, we can still interact with them in a Krishna conscious way, and that observation and that radiating that grace of Krishna that we actually absorb from the chanting. So that can also have a good impact on others who also have not signed up yet. And then when we share the knowledge, and even if we don't see the immediate impact, that is okay, because not all our job is to keep spreading the seeds. And some seeds can sprout within a day, and some seeds can sprout within a week. Some seeds can sprout within a month, and some seeds can sprout in a year or multiple years. And we should never get disappointed, because the results are first of all in Krishna's hands. Our job is to share and spread the message. But then as we spread those seeds freely of glorifying the Lord, those seeds can sprout at some point in others. We don't know. It may sprout in a day, year, month, week, or it may even not spread in this lifetime. It may sprout in next lifetime. So we should never get discouraged with any attachment to the immediate results. And so that is very how we conduct ourselves and how we share that message is very important. And then once we share that message, and when those seeds sprout in others, and I'm myself an example of that, because I came into Krishna consciousness based on the conduct of the devotees, and by displaying the devotee character. And then once those devotees become little conscious, Krishna consciousness, they are going to in turn spread those seeds. So that's how it spreads. So the key takeaways from this was a very beautifully described purport is that first, the devotees take great pleasure in glorifying the Supreme, and we appreciating the Supreme, because whatever we appreciates, and we should appreciate the good qualities in humans, but also glorify the Lord, and we can gain spiritually ourselves as a result. And The second takeaway is that we essentially how we conduct ourselves, how we interact with others is important, and then we can share that knowledge with others, either with our direct contact, with our direct conduct, or our direct contact by glorifying the Supreme. So that is what I had prepared for today. I know it is a Saturday, but I can pause here and see if there are any questions or comments or reflections or any corrections also. Please forgive me if I said something not correct. So please, I open it for any discussions at this point.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maybe you can add a little bit on Narsingadev afterwards, once everybody shares whatever they think. Maybe we can relate something about Prahlad and all. So,
I'll say that again, Prabhuji. Say
today's
something.
being Narsingha Chaturdasi, if you want to share something from Narsingadev or Prahlad Maharaj's perspective, so I was just asking, Prabhu. Maybe once everybody shares on the call, whatever you're asking.
Oh, okay, sure.
And I was thinking, Prabhu, I mean, when there is a genuine appreciation, I think you mentioned a few things. There is the whole atmosphere gets charged, right? And then the person who's get appreciated, they get encouraged, right? And then the person who is appreciating, I mean, the person who gets appreciated, the person who is appreciating, so he gets those qualities as well, right? So, I mean, if somebody is, there are always all good things only going to happen. So, if there is a genuine appreciation, so I was just thinking, Prabhu, I mean, very nicely you put it. So, thank you. So, I mean, the atmosphere gets charged. Both the people gets benefited, not the only person who is appreciating. I mean, gets appreciated, right? So.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, that is correct. And
What you said, the quality gets something you used. Vaisheshik Prabhu says, you said, what is that actually? The quality itself gets?
yeah, so whatever we appreciate, appreciates.
Yeah, okay,
So,
yeah, we appreciate it.
so meaning whatever quality we appreciate in others, that quality also appreciates, becomes bigger
Yes.
in size. So, yeah, there is a two meaning of appreciating, appreciates
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So when we glorify others, their qualities appreciates in size.
In them and in us as well. Yeah, both sides.
Yes, yes. And once those qualities appreciates in size, then they're able to do spread more goodness. And when they're able to spread more goodness, then that gives the opportunity for others to appreciate even more. And so it kind of becomes a snowball effect. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so in regards to the Lord Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj perspective, those glories are very purifying, and Prahlad Maharaj is, of course, the great devotee. So much to learn from Prahlad Maharaj. Just how he was completely absorbed in the Supreme and did have no fear at all of any material punishments that his father was displaying onto him. So what we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj is that when you're completely absorbed, you are completely fearless. And when you're completely fearless and you're completely absorbed, then Lord comes there to protect you. So that is my reflection on, I mean, of course, we can go on and glorify Prahlad Maharaj in various ways. But that is the key. What I learned from this is one single takeaway is the fearlessness by complete absorption in the Lord. Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, if nothing else, we can
Very
close.
nice. Yeah, fearlessness. I was just remembering when you said about fearlessness. I mean, the way that he was thrown from the on top of the hill, the cliff. I mean, he was not worried. I mean, Vishnu didn't come and stopped him get pushed, right? So Vishnu came at the end of, I mean, below, I mean, at the bottom of the hill and he caught,
Yeah.
right? Prahlad was, I mean, Vishnu could have done anything, right? He could have stopped immediately, he could have caught him, right? But he didn't do it. He did only at the end of the, I mean, at the ground level, right? Kind of. So, I mean, it shows, I mean, Prahlad Maharaj, I mean, so many things can happen in between, right? From the top of the hill to the bottom. But then, yeah, I was so completely fearless. I think I was just reflecting when many things happen in our life, but we are not there, right? So, I mean, not depend, we in between from there till down, and we do so many other things. uh,
Yes, Prabhuji, that's a great point. To have that faith
yeah.
that Krishna can protect you. So it's not just when you fall off the cliff, but it's in the end. So the faith is tested during the downhill journey. The faith is tested. So that's a very beautiful point, Prabhuji, that our faith is, what we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj is that we have an absolute faith in Lord. And even though some journeys can sound and look adverse and fearful, but if we have the absolute faith, then we will be protected. So we shouldn't always take it, oh, why this happened to me? We can turn that question around, what's the lesson? And eventually at the end of it, of course, there was no lesson for Prahlad Maharaj other than that was a pastime for us to learn. But we can have faith, and ultimately we can be delivered. So that's a great point, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing that.
I don't know if anybody else want to add anything about Prahlad Maharaj and Narsinghadev. I know we have some time. If you're okay, Prabhu.
Yes, absolutely. We can. This is what. Yeah, I absolutely. Yeah, we have full 1 hour. Today is Saturday, so we can do the interactive discourses, Prabhuji. Absolutely.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Gauranga. Very nice class, Prabhu. I appreciated the 2 points Lashmikant Prabhu highlighted, how the qualities we appreciate in ourselves. And that's a very, and the snowball effect, it increases the mode of goodness. That is very wonderful. I mean, that means a devotee is radiating so much effects are coming from him. That purifies the atmosphere, actually. That is wonderful. And also the fearlessness of Prahlad Maharaj, that only at the end of his fall, and Lord caught him. That is interesting point, actually, very humorous. And then of course, Prahlad Maharaj's compassion for the other suffering, that is what melts my, it really attracts my heart very much. I mean, he says, I'm not afraid for myself. And I am worried about the others, suffering this onslaughts of the material energy. And he's also praying for his father's soul, who has, as it is, even at that tender age, he has subjected him to so much cruel punishments. But he's immediately asking Narsimhadev, can my father please be, forgiven? So this is, and then Prahlad Maharaj, total detachment from the material. I mean, how he remembers all that Narada Muni taught him, that how we are caught up with everything that is material around, everything that is our home and surroundings, how we are attached. And he says, my mother might have forgotten, but I have not forgotten all those things. And he's saying, how can I forget service at my Guru's lotus feet, like that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Wonderful and a wonderful day also. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. That my humble obeisances all Guru Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for appreciating this, the glories of Prahlad Maharaj and Narasimha Dev. And, I got a lot of spiritual strength hearing that, the fall and also the absolute surrender and forgiveness that he had for his father, and praying to Narasimha Dev that he didn't need anything for himself, but only the forgiveness for his father. This is so much. I can only aspire to follow those footsteps, to have increase the compassion for others, no matter how they have dealt with us. Increase the compassion for others. Have always the forgiving attitude. Have the absolute faith in the Lord. Have fearlessness, complete fearlessness. And also this complete surrender to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. These are the things to aspire for. Thank you for sharing that, Sandhya Mataji. You're always...
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Anyone else want to say something? We can wait for 15 more seconds, maybe 30 seconds. If anyone needs to organize their thoughts. If not,
Something about Nrsimhadev. Yeah. Okay, bro.
yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
No, I was just asking if something about Nrsimhadev or Prahlad Maharaj, if others can also share.
Yes.
That's fine. I think maybe devotees are busy.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Panchakal Prasya Chakir Pasandabhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanbhyo Vaishnavyo Namam. Hare Krishna.